Howdy, my name is Anna. I love makeup, I love color, I love talking about it. So come along with me as I swatch all of my Terra Moons Shadows. Okay, so I have collected quite a few Terra Moons Shadows. I don't have as many mattes, but these are the mattes that I do have. They're all very colorful. I don't have any neutrals. I don't see the point. I don't know. I mean, I have neutrals in other palettes, so I thought I'd try the colorful ones. And then this is all of the like shimmers and multichromes and topper shades, what have you. So yeah, I tried to put them in some kind of semblance of an order, color order, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are in an order, because some of the shifts, it makes it hard because it goes from like purple to green. So is that purple? Is that green? I don't know. And I guess, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna start swatching. All right, because, oh yeah, those work. Because I'm gonna be reading a million shade names, I'm gonna need these. So we're gonna start with this shade right here. This is Infrared. And that one feels a little drier actually than some, but that looks like that. Pretty true red, I would say. And this shade, Not That Serious, has, it's got a little more white in it. It seems kind of like a true red that's just lighter. I don't know, maybe it's got a little bit more of a blue tinge to it, maybe. No, I think it just has more kind of white in it. Almost leads towards like a deep coral. Next up is Meet Me on Mars. I think this is a pretty popular one. And this one seems to me to have a little bit more orange. It's like a little bit more of a warm red. Whereas this one's more of a cool red. Okay. I'm also gonna see what I have sort of similar shade wise. This is sort of a neon orangey red called Jupiter and I. Kind of a just neon orange, Cosmic Blaze. Ooh, this one's super soft. This shade is called Twilight, sort of a banana candy yellow. And that's pretty soft. All right, this is Land on the Stars. Seems like a pretty true yellow to me. That one's very soft as well. Yeah, they feel great. Ooh. Yum. All right, this shade, this has been crumbling in my collection for a while now. But it's called Among the Stars, and I do have that on my eyes here near the center. Like that's the yellow you see. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's get these back on. Okay, all right. Puffy bangs. I like it. Okay, this one. Woo. Ooh, that's super soft. Yeah, this one's been crumbling. It's a little sad, but so it is. But yeah, a beautiful neon yellow. If you need a neon yellow, that one works. All right, this next one is like a mint green called Fourth Dimension. I'm gonna start doing 3 at a time. Just a Phase. It's a little bit darker than the last one. A little bit more blue in it. And then this one's got even more blue. And this is also on my eyes, called Azure Skies. It's sort of what I used as my crease shade, blending from the yellow into the other one. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Next is almost just kind of a true blue, but this is called Neptune's Waves. Arabian Nights, kind of verging on navy. That one is a little drier, and it is one of my older ones, but I feel like I remember it being that way before too. And this one is Royal. And even the oldest shadow I have and this one seems a little bit like chalkier, drier as well. So maybe the darker shades are that way. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Okay. Whoop. That one did not swatch as well. It is one of the oldest ones I have, but I've only had it for about 2 years, so it shouldn't be, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it has a 24-month shelf life. All right. I should read those off again. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make a graphic on the screen. All right, moving on. I have Lunar Haze, sort of a lavender, and a Daydreamer, which I had this with the blues. I feel like it's a super light lavender almost, but it does have more blue in it. And then moving over to the more kind of, I don't know, orchid color. I don't know what color this would be. This is called Ascension. It's got more pink in it. Lilac, kind of a like really light lilac. All right. Oh, I didn't wipe that off very well. And then I have 3 more shades here, and those are like the transitions sort of from purple to pink. And this one is called Star Crazy. See, this one I got it at the same time as those darker ones, and it feels really nice and soft, so it might just have something to do with the deeper pigment. And this is called Space Bound. Moving into pink now. And then sort of a hot pink called Terraverse. Yeah, most of these feel really soft. Those are so sweet. I love it. These 3 colors would be really pretty together. All right. I'm just gonna keep going. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. And this next group is sort of the like toppers that don't have a lot of a base shade. And I think these are pretty popular. This one is called Red Giant, and I going to try to show you the flips in color, but it goes from like a light blue mint to sort of a pink and orange and yellow. It just has so many colors in it. And then Europa has, I think, more sort of pinks and purples in it. Like I said, kind of more like very light toppers. And this is Lunar Spectrum. It's got yellows and greens in there. A little bit of peach even. So that's Red Giant. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then this is Europa. And I forget what this one was called. Lunar Spectrum. You can see Red Giant really switching in the light. All right, next up, this is maybe one of my favorite shades, and this is Phoenix. And on, it's just so spectacular. It's got this blue kind of background to this goldish, fiery color. This is Snow Globe. And this one's really hard to see the colors in there. It's kind of pink and lavender, I think, maybe a little bit of green. And Powdered Sugar. This one has a little bit of pink in there. A little bit of lavender. Not quite as shiny. So this is Phoenix. And she is very shiny, and you can see that blue to gold. It really kind of is like an icy flame. And then Snow Globe is actually the most sparkly of these three. Kind of more glittery. Some kind of gold to green. Trying to show you those flips as best I can. But yeah, wow, Phoenix is just spectacular. And then this is Powdered Sugar. It actually kind of looks like powdered sugar. Oh, it has like a very strong sort of lavender to blue in there. Wow. Wow, that's just how I feel about Terra Moons. So I'm gonna hold my arm here and you can screenshot. I'm gonna put the shade names. So there is one more of the sort of icy. They look white and then you put them on and they have a shade to them, and this is sort of a pink to green called Europa. And then I have like a shiny silver, and this one's called Moon Kissed. Oof, yeah. And then a sparkly black called Dark Side, sort of a gunmetal black. Very glittery. Oh, making a mess. There we go. Oh. Next up, I have some sort of reddish maroon colors, I guess you could call it. Or these are like rust colors. And this one is Helix Nebula. I don't know. These are just sort of in the reddish brownish variety. And they all have shifts, so Helix Nebula, and this one is Tidal Flare. And that's like a copper to burgundy. And then Blood Moon, this shade is so cool. It's like maroon to black. It's like a coal that's like still a little bit on fire. Wow. Oh, these shadows, just every time, they still, they're crazy good. All right. So I don't know if you can see that deep red in that last one. So very cool. Next up is, this one almost has like a magenta to burgundy, Jupiter's Inferno. A little bit of pink in there too. Okay, and Space Drifter is sort of a sparkly, this is also like a maroon to magenta kind of situation happening. Maybe a little bit of gold in there. And then this is a maroon to green called Head Rush. Or it's more, I guess, more magenta to green. It looks a little maroon from certain angles. There's a little gold and rust in there. I wish I could get the green to show. Wow, this is showing up just beautifully. Sheesh! Get that deep red in there. Ooh, there's the green. Okay. All right, and this is more of a green to rust called Solar Expansion. Looks like there's some red in that as well. And Hyperion. This almost has more, it's almost more like a patina green, like a goldish, brassy copper green. Aurora Australis. Lots of red. Again, it's sort of a red to green, but this has almost like a pink to it. Like a magenta. Ooh, there's like a strong rusty gold and green in that as well. There are so many colors in here, and it just depends on the light, and it is so cool. These shades. These Terra Moons Shadows just kill me. Yeah, this one has a lot of pink. Ooh, look at it. It almost looks purple on the top there. All right, I'm gonna leave them on the screen and put their names up. All right, moving on. A lot of these are sort of, they have some kind of orange in them. So we'll get started with, this is like a rusty orange to a magenta. Actually, it almost looks way more pink, but I think it'll work in the orange range here. Oh, and this is called Crimson Eclipse. And this is also like a very, very pink base with like an orange, like a brighter orange reflect, almost some yellowy gold in there. Ooh, and that one's like super, super flaky. And it's called Flare Star. Yeah, ooh, see that like neon orange at that angle. All right, and this is called Martian Dust, another flaky one. And actually has a lot of red in it. Still like red, pink, orange, and green. I mean, the colors really show up differently depending on what angle you're looking at them from. Seems like if I put them a little bit higher up on my wrist so that you can see the angle, like from the top, you can see that flip better. But yeah, that last one has a very, very specific flip, or a very intense flip. But yeah, you can see that like in the center, there's sort of like a goldish orange sheen over that pink, and then there's the green over the red here. Okay, and this next shade is called Musafei, and that's spelled M-U-C-E-P-H-E-I. I'm not familiar with that term, but this matches my wig really well. That's fun. I didn't use it in the look. This one's super flaky. Super flaky. Woo. Very, very messy shadow. All right, and then moving to Venus. It's another green to magenta. Looks like there is some sort of copper in there. It's a little bit sort of duller than some of these really shiny ones. And then this is Protostar, and it did have orange in it from where I was looking, but in the camera I don't see it at all. It's like purple to green, or not purple, but like a burgundy fuchsia to sort of a dark greenish blue. Yeah, and then I see like a gold. I'm telling you, these shadows in person are just spectacular. I see a lot of green and blue from this angle. And then I show it to the camera. All right. I will say these are quite messy. A lot of texture to most of these. Let's see what other colors we can get over here. I think this is our best angle. Next up, this looks like it might just be a shimmer. No, this is a duochrome, and this is called Wicked Rose. And it has a rose to kind of coppery peach. And this one is not as messy. This is a more flat, almost satiny shimmer. Next up is Mercury. This has sort of orange, yellow, green. It wants to show you my face. How very sweet of you, camera, but that's not what we want right now. All right, and this is a very sort of orange to yellow. This is one of those really flaky ones. This is called Solar Delirium. And we have very strong gold, yellow, and orange. Kind of coral. This is one of those flaky, messy. Woo! Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is a disastrous mess. In a good way. In a good way. Ooh, yeah. Woo! That last one is spectacular. Oh gosh. I can literally see from this angle, and I wish... Okay, pause. We're gonna see if we can catch this. So I hope that you can see that. It's like yellow to green to blue. There's like a purple on top. That is so stunning. Okay. Okay, hopefully that didn't make you too dizzy. All right, I think I have room for, yeah, several more. Let's do it. This beauty is called Light Speed, and very yellowy, with sort of a pink on top. Hopefully that'll show up in the swatch. This is called Lemon Drop, and this is actually, I think, just a shimmer. I mean, it's stunning, but it's like a kind of dandelion color. And then this is an even lighter sort of pink over a very light yellow. I wish I could catch that color change for you. Hopefully it'll show up in the swatch. Oh, but that is called Daybreak, if I didn't say that. So I wonder if I can catch any of those shifts. Oh yeah, that yellow to kind of silvery white. That is very cool. Very cool. This one really takes the cake though. That one that I showed you from the other side. Maybe I should be filming from the other side. All right. All right, 3 more for this round. This is Ganymede, and it has a sort of teal turquoise base with a red and pink reflect on top. Ooh, that is so pretty. This one's pretty flaky as well. The whole color scheme thing is kind of breaking down a little bit. All right, so this is Galactic Blossom, and it's like a peach to gold. There's definitely some pink in there. Oh, and even like a mint. And last on this group will be Atomic Division. And this has kind of a grayish blue base with sort of a rose gold reflection. I see some green as well. Ooh, holy moly. That is gorgeous. Okay. right, so you can definitely see those color shifts there. Wow. Just gonna, very, very flaky on some of these. All right, I'm going to put these shade names on the screen if you want to pause. Okay, I have a bunch of greens coming up. In sort of no particular order, this is Perihelion, and it has sort of a minty turquoise base with some pink, a little bit of gold, maybe some lime. And I even see like a peachy coral. And next, Coolescence, which is sort of a grungy gold. There's some rust color in there. It's like a sort of limey green base to that. Some coral, peachy shades there. One's a little messier, not as much as some. And then next up I have Neutron Star. Sort of a very light minty lime green with some yellow. One's very limey. That one's a little bit flatter than some. Not quite as shiny. Whoop. Oh yeah. My goodness. All right, next up, I've got La Lune. Wow, it looked green when I picked it up, but this has more of kind of a pinkish lavender base with that deep green, or maybe the base is the deep green and then it has a lavender reflect. Wow, that's hard to tell. That was really pretty. Oh, and this is called, La Lune, I said that. All right. Oh, this one's smoother. It's a very smooth one. And Quasar, that's a fun word, Quasar. Minty, sort of limey base. Definitely some pink I see reflected on there. Some gold. That one's sort of middle of the road for, it's not flaky, it's not smooth. Dragonfly. This one may be a duochrome, maybe. Yeah, I think that one is technically a duochrome, but it's like kind of a mint to a gold. Let's see if this does anything. No, that does not help us out. Next up is, this is called Tipsy Mermaid. This may be a discontinued color. Some of these are. There are a few that are discontinued. Maybe like 5 to 10% of them. This is Tipsy Mermaid, and I think this is just a shimmer, a green shimmer. And I have Radiation, which It does have a bit of turquoise in the base, but I'm having trouble catching that on camera. With a gold and lime reflection. This one's pretty smooth. It's a little chunky. And this is called Siren. And it is probably the grungiest green, wow, that I've picked up. It's like a swamp. That is great. That is fantastic. And it has like a grungy sort of lavender in it as well. I'll try to get that to show up for us. I mean, it does give you like siren, like a sea creature. Very grungy. Can you see that maroon at the top there? Or like that. It's like a just dirty color. It's almost brown. Very cool. And now I have a couple deeper greens. This is called Midnight Winter, and it just looks purple on screen, like a really deep purple, but it's got a green to it. You see that a little bit? Bring it this way. It's like a deep green. Yeah, that one is super smooth, my goodness. This next one is called Mood Ring, and we have a bright green on top of a deeper green. There are also some turquoise colors and some blue in there. You almost get to navy. Very smooth as well. This is also sort of a swampy green in a different way. This is Green Goblin. And I believe this might be a shimmer that is not a color changing shade. And that one's a little messy. It's like soft. It's soft, like it pushes around a little bit. Yeah, that one's pretty messy. Oh, I wish I could get Mood Ring to sort of show its stuff more, because it really does have, it has like purple in it as well. This one right here has so many different colors in it. See if we can catch it this way. Nope, not at all. All right, well, there you go. I guess you can see the deeper shade on the bottom there. We do what we can. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more here. All right, this is called Space Case. And I definitely see some like maroon, like just a burnt color behind that shiny green, and there's almost like a silver, like a gunmetal or something in there. Oh, and of course I see blue from this angle, like a light bright blue. All right, and this is Big Bang. And that is a pretty true green. It's got a little bit of blue to it, and then it has that sort of maroon base to it. Looks like some red in there. Definitely a lavender from this perspective. And then this is a very sparkly one called Beyond a Pout. Apollo, Beyond Apollo. And it's a very sparkly green to purple. Like a lighter purple. Almost like a silvery purple. Wow, that's very cool. All right, so this one's gonna be super shiny, I can tell already. Oh yeah. That's exciting. Wow, and very, very messy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my goodness. That one went a long way. All right, and then oh, arms doesn't have as much real estate right there. Okay. Oh my gosh. That first shade was very messy, and I'm telling you, from my angle, it looks light blue and purple. And it's looking very green on the screen. This one right here has a lot of different colors in it. That are, oh, there we go. Yeah. Ooh. Anyways, hopefully you can see from that. And then I am going to put the names on the screen for you. All right, moving on to sort of aquas, blue-greens, basically blue-green family. Starting out with this shade called Big Dipper. I think this is a pretty popular one, but it has aqua, pink, turquoise, blue. There are a lot of colors in here. It's actually pretty smooth with a little bit of messiness to it. And then next, and I think this one's sort of similar with just more pink, is the Cosmos. I know that I love this one. It just sparks joy. But that one has a lot of blue. It's a little less green and has a little more pink than the last one. But both of these are just absolutely spectacular. Ooh, and that one is very, very messy and flaky. All right, and then we have Neptune's Diamonds. And this one is a little bit sparklier. The colors are a little bit more muddy. They're not quite as true and bright. There's like a navy in there. And sort of a grayish blue, turquoise. This one is definitely smoother, darker. I think there's more of a base to it. I don't know. So. So shiny, my goodness. This one is just an absolute mess. Did you see all those things falling? Woo! This is what I mean by I just get so wowed by Terra Moons. That is spectacular. The shine on that is just insane. Next up is Shattered Stars. And there's a little bit lighter sheen to that. There's sort of actually a lavender. It's hard to see the blue from that camera angle. Darn. But yeah, there's like a purple base, gold. This almost doesn't, it doesn't look like it fits in this group right now, but it does. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not going to worry too much about it. This one is actually definitely smoother. All right, next. Oh, yes. Okay, this is Orion's Belt, and it's very blue. Look at that. And then it shines sort of a mint and a lighter blue, a sky blue, some teal in there. This one is also a lot smoother. All right, and then this is very icy. This is called Sky Foil, and it's more of an icy blue. And it looks like there is some mint green in there to me. It reminds me of like a powdery sky. Oh, we lost a flake. To be honest, those three don't have a lot of shift to them. It's almost like there's like a purple that shows through, and then that top is like a green. And this is pretty solid, like blue, and it's got some like lighter blue reflections on top. And then this is sort of just like a shiny powder blue, sky blue. Next up, I have Witch's Broom Nebula. And it has the teal base back there. You can see the purple. It's like a rose, blue, pink. And there is a bit of green, like a light green. All right, and this is called Moonwalk. And it's green to blue to indigo. And this one is a very, very smooth metallic color changing, multi-chrome. And then I'm actually running out of anything with green in it. Let's see, what is this? This has a lot of pink in it. This just has a lot of shades in it. And this is called Stellar Apotheosis. And so it's blue with pink and coral. And that one's pretty flaky. Oh yeah, look at that last one. Woo! That blue to the pink. Wow, I love that. And that kind of like peachy color too. I think we're moving more into blues at this point that are sort of almost going into like purples. They're all kind of all over the place. Anyways, this is Half Moon. And we even still have maybe a little bit of like a yellow, but it's sort of a lighter blue, lighter bluish green, like an aqua. This one looks very ethereal. It's messy, but in not like a flaky way, in more of like just a kick up kind of way. Moontide has a pretty deep, kind of an indigo. It's almost more, yeah, it's pretty indigo, I'd say. Very deep blue with that sort of lavender on top. Almost some gold there. And I see a lighter blue from this angle. Cosmic Collision, but again, it has that sort of deep, well, that has more of almost a periwinkle base. Like a deep periwinkle, and then with a gold reflect, almost like there's a rose in there, sort of, maybe. And I do see some blue, definitely see some blue. Oh, that one's yeah, that one's flaky. I was gonna say it's not that messy, but then it is. I feel like I need to like take care of some of those flakes there, just fix them up a little. Woof! It's a mess. In such a good way. Oh, that last one that I just went. Oh man, this is a good series. This definitely has that wow factor. All right, what do you say we do 3 more? This is one of those smooth multi-chromes. It's called Looking Glass. And it goes from green to turquoise to purple. And it's like a deep kind of Kelly green. Oh, and there's even some like fuchsia in there. Really hits a certain end of the spectrum. And this one's super smooth. All right, and Counting Stars, and I think this one's pretty popular. It's a light minty green. It's a lavender, which is really hard. I can't get it to show up. We'll see if the swatch does better. Cosmic Dancer. More, there's almost like a deep burnt orange from this angle. And there's green, but like it's more of a very sagey mint kind of green. I think I see some pink in there, some lavender maybe. Oh yeah, definitely lavender from this angle. I will put the shade names on the screen for you. Okay, so I believe I have one more armful. And this is a little bit, it's like purples and pinks, and then some sort of, maybe I kind of forgot them in other categories or like couldn't figure out what category they went in kind of thing. So this last set is maybe a little bit more random, but yeah, we tried to keep it themed for each arm of swatches. My arm's starting to get a little stained. I don't think it's from the specific shadows. I think it's from just washing it over and over again, and then it's like, you know, my arm is a little bit either dry or more moist. I don't know. There's some reason why it's staining now, or maybe those greenish blue shades stain more. I don't really usually have too much trouble with that. I think it is from the washing and drying and applying and washing and drying and applying. Anyways, this next one is one of those smooth multi-chromes, and this is Alter Ego. And we've got indigo, purple, maroon, and blue. Next up is Dark Energy, which is, again, blue, purple. I don't see as much maroon in this one. It does have some purple, though. And that one's pretty smooth as well. It's a little bit more dull. It's not quite as shiny. Next up is UFO. Purple to lighter purple. A little bit of magenta there. I did not do that Alter Ego swatch justice. That is a really beautiful color. And I hope that the sort of rust color, yeah, is showing up there. Boy, I didn't do that one justice either. I'm gonna cheat and go back into that one because it really, that was my swatch. That was not the shade. contort myself as much as I can to show you these color changes. And this next shade is called Dark Matter. And it's got some blue, like a really light kind of misty color with sort of a rosy maroon. And that's a little bit more of sort of a dull satiny color. And next I have Purple Clouds, which I believe is a single color. I think this is a light purple shimmer. X-ray. And this almost looks like it glows from behind. It's that sky blue, that piercing sky blue, sort of like a, you know, there are some cats that have that sort of color eye. There's like almost a silver in it. And there's definitely a sort of lilac to that as well. And it's pretty flaky, or not flaky, it's more of like a crumbly texture. These are so messy. Yes, there is. Oh, there's glitter all over. That's fantastic. Okay, again, gonna try to sort of contort my arm. Get you the best color shift here. This one looks super sparkly and flaky. Hyperbolide, I think. And you can see that sort of pink glow. Blue, purple in there, like a lavender, sort of a teal. Yeah, it's pretty flaky. Star Sign. Light blue base. Almost a hint of like a greenish to the blue, but like a pinky peach reflection. And that one's sort of a powdery messiness, more than flaky, I'd say. This is called Chasing Comets, and it's sort of got a blue to rose to purple. Whoops. Sorry, they're so messy. Okay. Yeah, there's purple, magenta, fuchsia, and then that rose gold on top of it. And this one's pretty smooth. Ooh, that is pretty. Okay, and again, I think it seems like maybe sometimes you can see the color shift a little better from this angle. Just a few more to go. Wow. And this is, we've been at this for an hour and a half. I'm sure this video will not be an hour and a half long. Hopefully with editing I can get it down, but all right, next up. And these are now, we're kind of getting into very random colors. Well, this one's pretty pink. This is called Lost in Space. Got a very, very strong, like hot magenta reddish base with that like light blue reflection on top. This reminds me of a nail polish I had as a little kid. Okay, this is Celestial Petals, and this has like a yellowy mint, and then that peachy shade, a little bit of pink in there. Very kind of bright and light. I like that. Nice. Getting peachy again. This is Andromeda. Again, this is like peachy pink, yellow, like a very light yellow. This one was just bright and happy. That was the nail polish shade. I mean, that reminds me of my nail polish. Clean those up a little. All right, let's see if we can. Here, I think it actually works a little better back here. I just can't move my arm as well. All right, we have 5 more shades. Can I fit them? Maybe we'll put them on this arm. Let's do that. All right, this is Reign of Terra, and there's a light purple, like a lavender with sort of a gold, kind of a rose gold, lavender. Oh, gotta do that with the other hand. This is one of those more muted, like brushed metal looks. And this shade is Ceres. And again, very light blues, light pink, a little bit of a gold. So this is M51. And we have that bright green to sort of a magenta-y red. Very reflective. I think this one's gonna be very flaky. Oh, actually, not as flaky as I was expecting, but yes, kind of messy. Ooh, and there's like a lot of green from this angle. Well, okay. Let's see if we can swatch on my other hand. Ooh, that like underneath blue on that one. Woo! And I suppose arguably these are sort of maybe the most unique shades because I couldn't categorize them. I'm trying to cover my face here so we can see the shades. Let's see. Does that help? No. I think this is the best option. All right, 2 more. This is called Veil Nebula, and it just looks like, how do I even describe it? It's a lot of lighter purple to gold, I'd say, kind of a light maroon, maybe some lavender and some rosy gold in there. There is a little bit of a sort of mint green from my perspective. And then last but not least, I have Antares, and that is peach, pink, orange, gold, magenta. It's pretty soft, not as messy as some of them, but that looks. Ooh, yes. Maybe back here is actually a little better. I'll move it around a bit so you can kind of. All right, so I'm gonna leave this up and give you the shade names. And now this one with the shade names. And that is my Terra Moons collection. Cool. Well, that was some messy fun. I enjoyed that. I hope that this was at least a little bit helpful if you're trying to decide which shades. I really like Cosmos and Phoenix. I know there are some other ones in there that are just stunning. I just, off the top of my head, I know that those two always sort of blow me away. And I have found that I have a good time with their mattes. So I think that if you're looking for some, you know, neons and things, this is a good way to go. Anyways, I have been meaning to do this for a very long time, and like I said, hope that it was a little bit helpful. I hope that you're having a good week. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. Please leave me any questions, comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side alive. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side alive.